Just go with it.
Yeah. It's Adam Sandler. So
Oh,
fun.
is that, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Cute.
funny. You want something light and stupid. You can watch it with your kids too.
All right, here we go. Welcome back, you guys. I'm so excited today. This is Andrea from Mrs. to Ms. I'm so excited because I have my favorite person back with me today. My guest co-host Michelle is with me today, and I'm so excited to have her back. She's been on a little bit of a hiatus, and she's decided to join me. She's like, what's that called? Welcoming with me with her presence. I love it. Hi.
I'm back. Did you miss me?
I missed you so much, so much. I love just like our banter and our conversations back and forth. That's what gets me so excited. It's just so easy. And I've been doing a lot of interviews lately, which I love to do. And I've had some amazing guests on, but it's kind of like the answer, question, answer, question. And we've gone off onto some good conversations, but there's nothing like good old shoot the shit with your girlfriend.
Well, we just get down and dirty.
That's really what I'm looking for.
Thinking about down and dirty, I like to not feel dirty. And
Oh,
I was telling you about that Lume stuff. Is that how you pronounce it?
Lume.
Let's say
Yeah.
Lume. Lume. Should we get friends? It's like Target.
You can.
Target.
I mean,
Lume.
I may not get the
Lume.
sponsor I want if I keep calling it Lume, but you can try.
No, I was telling Andrea that, sometimes us women just don't feel fresh down there. Sorry, that's like an old commercial.
I know.
And then I was, I'm so bombarded by these Lume ads on Instagram. I'm like, fine, just let me try this. I need to know what this thing is. It's supposed to be like an all body deodorant, but it also says it's good for your private parts. And I was like, okay, I need to understand this. Cause sometimes as women are running from the office to a date, there's no time to shower. Yes, you're running in the bathroom and you're getting some really gross soap and using really starchy paper towel in a public bathroom to kind of freshen up. That's just not the way. Or you're bringing those intimate wipes with you on a date. This stuff, I have to tell you, is amazing.
Really?
Amazing.
Well, before you tell me about it, I'm going to tell you this because the other night I totally thought about you talking about this because I was going over to this guy's house. There was no expectation. We've not had sex. We've not done that, but you always got to be prepared, right? Just in case. And I'm going over there and I'm going straight from like an all day event to his house. And I don't have time to stop at home. But in my little glove box, I have this shower in a bottle stuff. And it's this foamy washing thing that I can wash myself with that you don't rinse off.
That's terrifying. It just evaporates somewhere down there.
And I'm pulled over in the gas station and I am like, pumping this thing. And I'm like, I've got like my pants down, my shirt up. I'm like under the pits, under the boobs, under the everything, just in case. And then I found that I had some like nice spray in there. I think I just sprayed everything on just in case. So what you are about to tell me about could be like a lifesaver.
It really is. Okay. So I bought it because, I'm turning 50 this year. And I just feel that things are just different. You don't always smell like you're 21 anymore down there, even if you shower 3 times a day. So anyways, I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this stuff. I tend to get those lovely yeasty beastie, lovely things that happen. I get I don't know what happens. I think my body's very sensitive. I can throw off my pH balance in a moment. I'm sure a lot of you women can relate. It's so annoying. Our lady friends down there are so high maintenance. Anyways, so I ordered this stuff. I'm like, I have no idea what to expect. And I ordered the cream. You can get it in like a speed stick type, like deodorant stick, or you can get the cream. So I got the cream and I just did whoop, like from kind of like the back to the back.
Yeah.
I was like, I let it go, overnight, woke up. I was like, there's nothing. And then I thought, I'm going to investigate this a little bit more because I didn't know you could go as far as putting it on your girly bits.
Oh,
now not internal girly bits.
Yeah, smart.
Like if I can say the word labia.
Yeah. Labia. On here you can say whatever you want.
So I tried that. And then you put the front and then you go front to back, of course, as us ladies have learned, front to back, never back to front.
Don't sweep the crumbs into the kitchen.
And then I think I went all day. And I was just, everything felt fresh. My underwear was fresh. I smelled fresh. Everything was fresh. So I thought, okay, it's also supposed to be good for your underarms. So then I went to my underarms. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, this stuff is amazing. Like, so all you need is a tube of this and you're good to go.
Good to go. So I
Yeah.
went and looked it up because you told me all about it, right? So
Yeah.
I watched, they had like a little video on YouTube and stuff. So I was watching it all, and it's created by an OBGYN that
Yes.
actually does it because she's down there with all our smelly lady bits all the time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I'm sure she's like, what the heck can I do? Because I don't want to be like smelling tuna all day, right? So
Yeah.
she went and
Well, you're not
created
going to
this
the
stuff.
doctor if you're healthy down there, normally, unless it's like a
You're right.
pap.
You're right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I did look it up, and she was showing it was really cool. Like, you just put the tiniest little bit, like
Yeah.
a dime size amount, you put it between your
Pea
fingers.
size,
Yep.
little.
Pea size. And you're like, whoop, under the arms. And it said to go like around the area. You can go whoop under your boobs. You can go whoop on the outside of your lips down there, your
Yep.
ass crack.
Yes. Toes, if you got stinky feet, toes. Now, I have to tell you, the ass crack, amazing. Like, I'm sorry. Especially when you've been sleeping all night and everything's been, whatever's coming, it's been running back there. I don't know.
Yes.
Whatever.
Well, you sweat, you sweat and everything, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, we're pretty hygienic for the most part, but things you just can't help, and you never know when somebody's going to be back there.
Well, and this is the thing, ladies, I'm serious. Go get yourself a tube of this. This is not a sponsor here. We're
No.
just so excited about this stuff, but I have to tell you, the unscented kind of doesn't smell good. So go
Yeah.
for the lavender sage. I haven't tried the other one. And just, you're not walking around smelling like lavender bushes.
Yeah.
I had to throw the bush word in there.
I love it.
It actually almost goes to no smell at all. And
Okay.
why would you want sage down in your lady
Yeah,
bits?
I don't
So
think you
just,
would.
that it doesn't
You
actually
don't
smell
want to
that.
remind them of a bush. They're like, I'm smelling one, but I'm not seeing one.
Well, maybe you have to sage your apartment or your home. But I mean, maybe we're just saging our vaginas now, right? Like,
Maybe. Yeah, we
yeah.
want nothing but good down there.
But now I'm like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to date. Like, if this is how
Oh,
amazing I can smell 24 hours. And by the way, it goes for 72 hours.
that's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
And didn't you say kind of like even after you shower, you can still smell it a little bit or something? Didn't you tell me
No,
something like
it's
that?
like the defense is still there. It's like,
Oh, I love it.
because I think her whole premise is it's supposed to stop any kind of bacteria forming of any
Oh,
kind.
okay. Wow.
So it kills on contact, I guess. I don't know.
I
Yeah. I
love
mean,
it.
I still apply it after I shower, and I shower
Yeah.
twice a day. But,
Yeah.
and
You
guys,
shower
we
twice
are
a
very
day?
clean women, by the way. We are not telling you that we don't change our underwear and we run around for 2 days straight without showering. So just
Right.
know that this is for every woman.
We're normal women. We
Yeah.
sweat. I get sweaty right in between my boobs.
Yeah. I don't have as big of boobs as you. So
Not
I don't
many
have that
do, my
problem.
friend.
Yeah. But do not get it up the urethra.
Yeah. Yeah, you might feel a little
I made that
sting.
mistake. Let's just say
Oh, you did?
it's a little burny. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So be
Yeah.
careful. Anyways,
Yeah, you need the good stuff that's made for the inside, but this is just the outside stuff. But
yeah.
I'm so excited because I just ordered it. So
Yeah.
I got it today, and I haven't had the joy of trying it yet, but I'm going to. So I'm
You're gonna
super
test drive it.
excited. I'm gonna test drive it. Yeah.
But this is what's funny. I think because of getting older and this, things changing down there, I haven't been excited to get naked with someone. Now I'm like spreading my legs, like I'm ready. Come on, I'm ready. Who wants
I'll
to
be
come down here?
interested.
No. Who wants to come visit? I smell like lavender
Everyone
and sage.
welcome.
Yeah.
Everyone welcome.
Come on in. Open house.
Come on. Oh my God, that's so funny. But I wonder, it'll be interesting to see like a guy's perspective of it if they can. And it might have to be somebody you've been with a couple times to ask and kind of go, do you see anything, smell anything different down there? That would be interesting because
What if they come up licking, being like, something tastes
oh,
like
tacky tasting.
yeah, like tacky or like bitter or I don't know, chalky. I don't know if they get some kind of
I don't know.
residue hanging up. They come up
Yeah.
there and there's this white.
They go down on it, come up with it. Well, because I think some of the products out there that are maybe not quite as good. I think I told you I tried one once that was like a spray, just to kind of spray down there. And then I was told after there was some residue. And that was so embarrassing. And that is exactly why I would like to try something where there isn't residue, because a man doesn't know what that residue is. So they're just assuming there's an issue when I'm like, no, it's good smelling spray is all that was. So yeah.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I actually took a
Yeah.
pocket mirror down and was like, no, I still look great. Like nothing looks different. Okay, we're good.
Wait, I'm going to touch on that. I love that you put a pocket mirror down there because I was just talking about this in one of my other episodes. How many women have probably never actually looked at their vagina?
I've seen it millions of times. So I don't know. I think for me, because I get imbalanced all the time, I'm like, oh my God, did I catch something? Was I
Yeah,
unsafe?
I
Like,
got to
did I,
check it out.
what? That looks a little strange. That looks suspicious. What's that? Like, I think I give myself anxiety from looking at my vagina, but I know every line, every curve, every wrinkle,
Wow.
everything of that.
You could pick it out in a
In a
stand-up
lineup.
line.
That is
That's
my
what it's called, a
vagina.
lineup. She'll be like, "Yep, that's my BJJ
Yeah.
right there."
Yeah. I
My
actually heard a
Virginia.
girlfriend lined up 4 of her friends or 5, and they all showed each other their vaginas. Because what? I
don't know how that would be. I mean, they
show
must
and
be
tell.
really
I
good
don't know. I think
friends.
they all had a lot of wine or
Yeah.
tequila.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting. Some of the girls said that theirs was so pretty compared to the other ones were just more functional, but not as pretty. And
Wow.
I mean, I don't think vaginas are pretty.
I
That's
don't
just
either.
no.
I don't, and
I
there's
think
so
they're
many
very
layers
complicated
to
and lots going
them,
on
and
down there.
yeah.
But I just think it's interesting because I mean, I have been in a spa where I've seen women that do not shave anything and they have a full bush.
Yeah.
And like we're talking up to the belly button.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, holy crap. Like if that's what that looks like, what does down there look like?
Oh my
So,
God. I can't even imagine.
but yeah,
I
I've heard so many women haven't checked themselves out.
Yeah, totally. And yeah, you really should shave that bush down. Let's just go ahead and say that. My poor son got a good eye of that one time when we were
What?
right. Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
yours?
No, no.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? What's
No,
happening?
not of
Okay.
mine, of just a
Okay.
woman's that I think it was his first time seeing it. And we were riding one of those banana boat things, that are really, what those are, and they go
Oh
really
no.
fast. So when it turned, it like threw a bunch of us off, and it was other people we didn't know on there. And so then you're having to climb and get back up, and we're all getting up. And the one lady right in front of him is like, "Can you help me?" And he starts pushing her, and her suit goes to the side. And he gets a
Oh
clear view of it
my
all. Yeah, I
God.
think it was like a very traumatic experience. He was like, "Oh my God, I've seen it all."
It's
Oh,
like when a guy comes and hangs out and you're all sitting on a nice couch outside, like a lounge couch in the summer, and he's got like shorts on with no underwear and he puts his leg up
yeah,
and you see the full schlong just hanging there, no
letting the
underwear. You're
mouse
like,
out of the
Jesus,
house.
I'm seeing way too much of you right now. But anyways, let's go back. Ladies,
Okay.
learn about your vagina. Look at your
Yeah.
vagina. Take a mirror to it. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. I think
If you're
that's
gonna put a man down there, you need to be able to face it too.
absolutely. We should know what they're looking at and what they're dealing with. And we should also know, because I have recently done an episode and I want to talk to you about this. It was all on like the Tantra stuff and
Okay.
really getting in touch with your body and your feeling and all this stuff, right? It was an amazing interview. And these women talked about it like, ooh, they were dancing with each other, just talking about it. It was so good. But they talked a lot about that, of knowing your vagina and kind of really like massaging it in different places, watching it to see how it maybe.
I don't want to watch it. I'm sorry. I've watched myself give birth. Someone put a mirror down there. It shouldn't have seen the head. I did.
What?
Yeah. The doctor's like, do you want to see the head? I'm like, I don't know. I'm, delivering.
Yeah.
I'm in so much pain. I'm like, sure. You
Yeah.
don't want to see the head in your
You
vagina.
don't want to see the head.
No.
No.
So that's,
No.
yeah, that's the most graphic I've seen my vagina.
Wow.
Yeah. I've said vagina a lot. Vagina. No. So tantric. So this is my thing with tantric sex.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds lovely, but I have a full-time job and I'm a tired woman.
And so you don't have
for
time
me,
for that.
I want to get in, get her done, get my rocks off and go to sleep. So yeah.
So what do you need a man for then?
If I didn't work for a living or,
And you
I
just
was
had all day to play with
retired,
yourself.
yeah, that'd be different.
Yeah.
But even how I eat food, like I cook fast, I tend to eat
Yeah.
fast. I tend to do things fast.
Yeah. You're
I'm
just
speed
like a
girl.
get her done kind of girl.
Well, look, I love the idea. And let's say it's a Sunday afternoon, you got nothing going on. Hey, let's go for it. But
Yeah. That's
not if it's like
exactly what I
midnight and you have
thought.
an 8 a.m. Zoom the next day.
Well, no, but if you got the time for it, I was really engaged and I was like, I might have to try this just to kind of get a feel for it and see, like, I'm going to go back and listen to the video and do exactly what she's saying and see what I find out. I got to do the
Wasn't there
homework.
a Sex in the City episode when they're all staring and they're learning how to
They were
hand job a
they were
man.
watching
Yeah.
one of the ladies do that to a man, and all three of them, and then of course he like
I
ejaculated
think
and
it's
it
the
went
70s or
into
something.
like
Oh yeah.
it went into Miranda's hair. It was
That's
like
so
into her forehead.
That'd be very graphic going to a tantric sex lesson.
Oh my God. I don't even know what I would think or do, or I don't know if I'd be comfortable or not. I'm tempted to put myself into that zone just to kind of see how I handle it.
Yeah. I mean, I
Mhm.
have been to a party where I did not know it was a voyeur party. So that was
Ooh.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
you're just watching how many people?
Well, I was pretty young. Excuse me.
Mhm.
When I say young, I think I was 30. So not young, young. My boyfriend at the time was very naive. He'd only slept with me and his previous, well, which was
Oh.
his wife. So he'd only been with two people where
Oh.
I had been with more. Let's just say, I think by 30, I was probably up to like 15. That's bad. Anyways,
Yeah.
I walked in and I thought it was just typical, like, hey, we're having a back to school party. We were all supposed to dress in cute little, back to school clothes and walked in. Next thing you know, you see like a woman coming in that looks like a dominatrix with whips and full like vinyl gear head to toe. And she had like four minions and they were chained up and one was on his fours. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. What's going on? And then I saw that they
Things
brought
off.
out these chains that go to the wall. And then next, I turn around and like
No.
nothing, like I haven't given consent. Like, let's just talk
Oh
about
my
consent
gosh.
for a second. And my boyfriend is being chained to the wall.
What?
Yeah.
Was
And
he
then
freaking out?
yes. So we
Yeah.
left.
Oh,
I,
you
I
did.
actually didn't stay through it
But
or
you
for
left him
it.
and came back. No, just kidding.
No. I thought these people were just average, normal suburbia people. They had two
Oh.
kids. They worked in the industry I work in.
Mm. Those
They
are the
had
ones
been
that'll
married
get you.
for like, yeah, 20 years or something.
Mhm.
But when I first got there, I said, I saw some people I didn't recognize. I said, oh, how do you know them? Oh, we met them on the internet. And then when the dominatrix woman walked in, I was like, I think it's time to go.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes, so I almost experienced a situation
Wow.
like that, like a voyeur situation.
Mm.
I
Do you
think
think you
this age,
would?
I
Mhm.
probably would stay just
That's
to,
what I was
just
just
to
gonna ask
test
you.
myself.
Yeah. So wait, okay, like a voyeur would be where you're just watching other
Yes.
people do this. You're not actually participating.
Well, you could. I
Okay.
wouldn't. I would
Okay.
probably watch.
So participating would be more like an orgy
Like for me,
where
remember,
everybody's
I'm very
in.
shy about my vagina.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
studied every wrinkle. So I don't really want to display it. Maybe
Yeah.
private party, sure. I just don't
Yeah.
think voyeur party.
Oh my God. I hear about that stuff all the time, like swingers and, the orgies and all that kind of stuff, clubs that you can get into that do that kind of stuff. I don't know. I don't know how I would be in there. I think, I mean, I'd have to have a lot to drink before I went
And a
in for
lot of Lume.
sure, and a lot of Lume and a lot of looby.
And a lot of Lume. You're loopy, loopy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have to have all those things, and I would just have to, like, completely let my guard down and just go with it. I don't know that I could ever do it. Would I want to maybe try and experience it before I die when I'm 90? Maybe. I don't know. It
I'd
sounds
be
scary.
walking around being like, when was your last STD test? Like that would be
You'd
me.
be walking around with the test. Do this before we
Yeah.
start.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm going to have you give me a sample. I don't know. Look, I'm not frigid. This is what it sounds like. I think over the years, I've just been so grateful because I have had a lot of unsafe sex, which I regret. And I
Mhm.
am so lucky that I am still disease free. But
Yes.
I smack myself every time. And I'm always praying to the gods or the angels or whoever, be like, I promise next time I'll be safe. I'm never safe. But, but I'm also
Oh,
not someone who's running around there having casual sex. Like I
yeah,
only ever have sex with men that I'm in a committed relationship with. I've never
right.
had a one night here, or I've never slept with someone on the first date or the second date. It's
Yeah.
always been like, you have to date me for at least a month before you see my clothes come off.
Yes.
I mean, I did have one night stand a
Oh,
very long
it's
time
all
ago,
coming
but
back.
then I wrapped it up double wrap. No, I'm kidding. No,
She's
yeah.
got circuit
Saran wrap
tin
going.
foil.
Yeah.
No suckers coming through this thing.
No, I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
funny because a lot of guys, I think, just think it's needed because they don't want to get you pregnant. So, the older men, when they're already snipped, they're like, what do I need a condom for? Or so
Well, at
like,
menopause. So
yeah.
I'm not fully into it yet, but I'm thinking, I think I'm done.
You think you did?
That'd be terrifying though. Hi, I'm pregnant, 50.
Oh my
Great.
God. Can you imagine?
No,
Wow. No.
I have a nephew who's 2.
Uh-huh.
I'm exhausted after he's here visiting for half an hour. That's it.
Yeah,
Half an
I
hour,
agree.
done.
It's funny because I think it sounds good for like a moment. Like when you see cute babies or cute kids and you're like, I want another one. But the thought of that and the responsibility and losing my freedom and not being able to just shoo them out the door, go on, little one, on your way. I can't even
See,
think
I
about
don't have that craving. I have
Yeah.
that craving
Oh,
when I
not
see
at all.
dogs. Like, oh, can I touch your dog? Can I take him home? I
Yeah.
want to take all the dogs. I don't want
Yeah.
any children anymore.
No
I've done
children.
it. Been there,
Yeah.
done that. Got the t-shirt. She's 27, about to get married. So I'm good.
Oh, and I love that. That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Wow, we really went through a lot of topics there in the last few minutes.
We
We
had to
went from pH balance. We went from
Sorry, I'm
pH
throwing my
balance.
mic around. I got so excited by what Andrea was saying.
Excited. Yeah. I was saying how many different things we just talked about. But yeah, so going back to the Lume, definitely need to try that. And yeah, we'd love a sponsor on this. We want somebody to tell us, like, to give us all the little tidbits, tell us exactly
Yeah.
where to put it, what it does, why, what, how, all
Well,
of
and I
that good
think,
stuff.
and not to get too graphic, but I think the whole thing is, us ladies, stuff comes out of that spot and
Yeah.
then it hibernates in there if we're sitting in tight jeans,
Mhm.
thongs, no ventilation, or we're sleeping with, we're trying to look cute for our men
Yeah.
in certain pajamas. And if there's no ventilation and not a lot happening, unfortunately, that's the whole point of this, is to
Yeah.
stop anything from merging. or
Or
breeding
emerging.
or emerging or yes. So yeah, I think
Isn't-
it's such a brilliant thing that she's created. And
Right?
kudos to you, lady, because oh my God, thank you. I now am very excited to go out there and have sex.
See, that is that's a thing in itself. And is it cotton underwear, cotton panties that don't provide ventilation? Is that the
No,
one?
cotton is what you're
Cotton
supposed to
does.
wear. It's because if you think
Oh.
of all the hot lacy stuff, it's all
Yeah.
poly. Even though they have a
Okay.
tiny cotton
Holes
insert, like
and
that tiny little cotton strip right there
yep,
is supposed to do what its job, it doesn't.
it
Because the
doesn't.
poly creates that unfortunately a breeding ground.
Mm. Ew. And then
Yeah.
the thong, when you're wearing a thong, it's just pulling it up that much tighter and further in there and really capsulating it in, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then on top of it, and you put on some tight jeans or some
Yes.
leggings like we like to wear, which are all nice and tight up there too. So yeah, I totally agree.
Lululemon's like that kind of stretchy pant is one of the
Yeah.
worst things for breeding bacteria.
Oh,
I know,
really?
but who wants to wear cotton stretch pants? Like we're not in the 80s,
No.
right? So I think get some Lume, put on your hot
Mhm.
Lululemons or whatever you're wearing, or aloe, what's
Savvy.
it called?
Yep.
Aloe yoga or savvy.
Yep. Some
Yeah.
savvy pants.
Some
We
that
don't have
savvy.
chemicals in them, so that's all good. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I did have dinner with a man last night though.
You
Swapping
did.
too. Yes. I so wanted to try out my Lume.
Speaking of eating.
Can we eat out tonight? No. I have this gorgeous man that I work with, and God, he's handsome. He's 6'5". He's
What?
Oh, I know.
Wait,
Andrea's dream man. I'm going to show her a picture so she can just see his face while we're talking.
This one, I feel like we've talked about this one before, that you have had kind of a crush on him for a very long time. Oh, shit.
Like,
What?
okay, hold on.
Okay, so wait, you've talked about this one before, I think. And oh, he's so cute.
Oh no, he's hot. Like,
how old is he?
he's 36. I'm 50. I'm like, holy 14 years. Anyways, I mean, look, you can't, shit where you eat. So
This is what you said last time, why you were never going to go out with him. But last night was a business dinner or?
well,
he,
there's just something about us. Like when we go hang out, like when I was living in LA, he'd visit, and he'd be like, we should go have a work dinner or whatever. And we ended up talking about life. So it just kind of started that way. He's always been a good client. I wasn't going to say that. That sounds like I'm a whore or something.
Yes, madam.
But no, unfortunately, my dad passed away 4 weeks ago, and he knew he was sick, and he offered to come to the hospital with me and hold my hand or be next to me while I was seeing all this going on, or take me. I want him to take me. Bring me food, take out whatever, send it to the hospital.
Yeah.
He offered to cook me dinner. I'm like, you cannot be in my house. Like,
oh
you
my
will
God.
not leave without your clothes coming off. So,
but think about like that as a whole. That is a man that is like
I know.
so serving, right? So selfless and just wants to take care of you. That's what we're all looking for. Who cares if he's 36? Who cares if you work with him? If it works out, who cares?
And if it
Okay, go on.
doesn't,
And if it doesn't,
it blows up. And then I'm known as the person who sleeps with their clients, and then it goes around. And that is not good.
Oh, okay. So, I mean,
Mrs.
nobody
Robinson,
beyond,
hello.
nobody beyond who's listening to this has to know.
No. Okay, so get this. So
Yeah.
I actually dress up last night, which is so rare.
Okay.
Not dress up like
Oh, well,
gown.
like
I
what?
just mean
Like what?
not
Describe.
sweats.
Break it down. Break it down. What was
I had
the
a
top?
gorgeous jumpsuit on, just a gorgeous
Okay.
jumpsuit. Very simple, but it shows off all my curves.
All your cleavage showing?
No.
No.
Sorry. Yes. And I noticed him catching. I did catch him looking a couple of times. Well, I do have D's. Anyways, get this. So he suggests this restaurant that we've been to before, and I love it. And it's very casual and it's very cozy and it has a great bar. And we like to sit at the bar.
Okay.
I like to sit at the bar.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I'm almost 6 feet. He's 6'5". Those tiny tables, the one across from the other, our knees and feet are colliding the whole time. I'm sorry. Those tables are not built for big people.
No.
Give me a 4-top or don't sit me in a regular table.
Right.
So we both walk in and we look like giants because I had
I'm sure
2 or 3 inch boots on, and then he had his biker boots. So he's like 6'6.5", and I'm 6'3", and like, dong, dong, dong. Anyways, we walk in and sit down, and right away he starts talking about his life and how he just wants to find a great woman that is, very much a unit herself. In other words, not looking for someone to complete.
Yeah.
Not be completed.
Complete on her own,
like she's complete on her own. He's a solid person. That woman is a solid person. And together, you're just even better together. Not someone looking like I'm missing out on something or I need something. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he's such a good listener. Mm-hmm. And the whole time, I'm just like, oh my God, how am I going to get through this dinner without molesting this boy? I shouldn't use that word. How am I going to get through this dinner without like grabbing him and just kissing him? Like I so wanted to grab his face.
Now, is he, okay, I got questions. Okay, he's 36. Is he 36 going on 37 or 35 just turned 36?
36 going on 37.
Okay, I like when they're on that side of the fence. That's good.
You're giving me another like 6 months towards the 14-year age difference.
Yes. Okay, so there's that. Is he a mature 36-year-old?
Very much.
Mm-hmm. He knows what he wants. He knows what he's looking for. He's not a playboy.
No.
From kind of what you can tell. Okay. Is he?
Well, sorry, he used to be. That's the problem. He used to be a man whore, and he slept with a lot of my clients. I know them all. I should call them and be like, so how was he?
Yeah.
Right?
Because if they're like,
do some background
then that'll
check?
take it back off a little bit. Then you won't even need the Lume. You'd be like, who cares? He's going to suck anyway.
But you know what he said that was so sweet and was so captivating?
What?
Well, when he first met me, he, of course, always comes to the door, picks me up, takes me to the restaurant, opens the door. I love all that. Walks me in, makes sure I get home safe, all that stuff. Anyways, he's like, you look incredible. And I actually did look really good. I had good makeup. I felt good. I had good outfit on. You know, when you just feel like everything came together and you're looking in the mirror like, yeah, I did it tonight. I did it
anyway. So,
oh, well, not, no makeup and sweats right now. I'm going au naturel for Andrea today.
Natural. You look great.
He said to me, his favorite is to see a woman all messy in the morning. Like no makeup, messed hair. He says, I know it's wonderful when you can see a woman at a 10, like when she's dressed up and feels good and confident and whatever outfit she feels great in.
Yeah.
But he says, I love the 2s and 4s. I love seeing when they smile, they get the little bit of crow's feet, or I love this and that. Cause I was saying, oh, I'm 50 and things are changing and skin's changing. Like, who cares? He was saying how much he loves that. And he doesn't care about wrinkles or this or that. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Just take off all your clothes. Yeah.
You know what? I think a lot of guys are like that though. They really, because anyone can really do themselves up. I mean, you can take somebody who's really not very attractive and put them with a makeup artist and a hairstylist, and it's incredible what they come out looking like. So
especially in the last 10 years.
100%. Yeah.
The shading and all the crazy makeup tricks.
You can do it in the filters and everything, right?
Yeah.
You can fix all of that stuff. So when you see someone in their true essence and they're just natural, I think it is a beautiful thing. I mean, I don't like to do it all the time, but there is sometimes guys will be like, oh my God, I love your freckles. And I'm like, freckles. like you don't even know because we don't even really see it anymore. We're so used to seeing ourselves, I put filters on sometimes in my pictures, but that's
Yeah.
just an internal thing.
But this thing, when I was 28 and woke up in the morning, I looked really cute. Now
Yeah.
I look like I've been through a war when I wake up, I don't think it's that cute.
Well, okay,
yeah.
but like right now, you look beautiful and you don't have any makeup on. And you're just au natural. You might not be all messy hair, all twisted and tied, but
Yeah.
you
No,
know,
look,
so
I know I am lucky. I was
Mhm.
given some very good genetics. I always said, I'm just in charge of maintenance because I
Keep it
didn't
up,
choose
keep it
this
up.
for myself. This is what I was given. Same with you. You're a gorgeous woman.
Oh,
Now
thank
you're
you.
putting all these posts on Instagram, like, Jesus Christ, all your outfits. I'm like, well, the men are going to come a calling after
Oh, well,
seeing
I've
those
been
posts.
working hard lately. I've been really working
Yeah,
hard
you
for a
look
while and getting
fabulous.
myself, because I am turning 50 this year. So I'm trying to get myself in the best I can possibly be. I want to see what my body can do. I want to see what
Yeah.
I can, do with myself as a whole. I'm working on myself mentally, physically, all of it, emotionally,
Same. So
spiritually.
hold on, when are you 50? Are you first?
I'll be 50 in August. Oh, wait, am
Yes,
I
you're
first?
first.
Damn
I'm
it.
October.
Damn it. Oh,
So you can
man.
tell me how it goes.
I'm kind of expecting like I'm going to turn 50 and I'm going to wake up the next morning and I'm going to have all these extra wrinkles here. My boobs are just going to drop. They're going to start sagging overnight.
I think
My
you're okay.
vulva's going to drop. Everything is
Oh,
just going to go downhill overnight. That's the way I see it happening.
but that's the
So
thing. I have noticed down there dropping. I'm sorry, down there is not all cute and
it's
perky.
getting a
Same with
little
my breasts. Like
saggier.
everything's just looking a little longer. I'm
Gravity's
like,
taking
what's
control.
happening? And I have a cute little down there. And it like not, I don't think it's
Hey,
cute, but I've been told it's very cute.
yeah, that's a good thing if you're
But yes,
told
going back
that.
to the hot man. Okay,
We
so
keep
our
getting off
question to
track.
the audience is, do you date someone if you have an insane connection, but you
Mhm.
work with them? This is my issue.
Ooh, okay. So I don't know what the audience is going to say to that one. What I would say is if you can keep it under wraps for a while and just see what happens, if it's something worth pursuing, because it is hard to find a really great connection these days. It's even harder for somebody that's 6 feet tall to find somebody that's 6'5" and attractive and that you have this chemistry with both physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, all of those things. So he's a client. So, okay, could he not be a client or would that be too, would that really
I
strap
just
you?
booked him on a lead.
Oh, okay.
Wouldn't mind making money off him. I've been working on him for years. I think this is my other question. I think I've had this dream idea of who he is.
Mhm.
And if I even go on 2 dates and enter that whole world, what happens if I go in and he's got like a bachelor pad with like a
Yeah.
mattress on the floor and dirty dishes in the sink? Like I'd be done. I'd be running
Yeah.
out the door no matter how much this connection is. So it's like I'm so tempted to cross that line, but then I also don't know how he's feeling. He
Oh.
did say, I love when we get together. This is so special to me. And he says, whatever this is. And I just looked at
Mm.
him.
Whoa.
Yeah, what is this?
Well, lucky for you, I've got his phone number. So let's go ahead and get him on the
Oh,
line.
oh my God.
Oh
So,
my God, I would
hello.
love that. Yeah,
Wouldn't that
I
be
would
so
love to.
fun?
That would be so fun.
Oh
We
my
just
God,
bring
we
him
should
on.
do that on a different episode.
We just call him randomly and
Maybe
just
like
say,
prank calling at like
yes,
15.
yes. And
Do
be
you
like,
like Andrea? She likes you. And you're listening on the line.
yeah, check the box. Yes, no, or maybe.
Oh my God. I
Remember
used to love doing that.
that? Little notes you'd pass.
I had this phone that was made by Swatch.
Yeah, I
And
remember
it was so
Swatch.
smart. It had, the receiver, the
Uh-huh.
old school phones that plugged in the wall, people. If you've never seen them, they did
Oh
exist.
boy.
And so when you took the receiver off and listened, if you picked up the bottom, it had a speaker on the other end and it didn't make a click. So my girlfriends could be listening. I'd be like, so do you
No.
like my friend? Do you think she's cute? Are you going to ask her to the dance? And she could listen. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a good little trick. They need to
I
reinvent
know.
that, I think. That's pretty good. All
Yeah.
right, so let's go back to this guy. I'm very invested in this now. Okay, so where did you go? You went to you went to dinner.
Yep.
Okay, how long was the date as a whole?
3.5 hours.
Mhm.
I
So y'all
know.
just
Normally
sat,
that taps out at like
chatted.
2 hours, and this was the longest ever. Yeah.
Okay.
you know?
So, but he brought you back to your apartment.
No, he left me outside.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
oh,
he cannot
darn
come in that
it.
elevator. Even an elevator. If you put me in a small room with
Oh,
him,
I
we're in
will 50
trouble.
Shades of Grey that
I
shit right now. Oh my God.
would just smush him against the wall and be like,
That is
I'm
my
hungry.
favorite in that movie, 50 Shades of Grey. If you've seen it, and they're in the elevator and they're in the back and there's people there, and he pretends to like drop down to tie his shoelace, and she's wearing a skirt. And as he comes back up, he like caresses her leg. And I'm like,
And all the way up.
ah, yeah, love it. Love it. And so, yeah, they're totally doing that with people in the elevator and just the taboo of it all.
Well, he grabbed my thigh twice and he's never done that.
Wait, whoa!
Like talking and be like,
Oh, wait.
I'm glad we could do that. Like, or he'd be talking about a story and he was just kind of connecting, but it was still more friend.
He was connecting. Yes, he was. So wait, how are you sitting? You're at the bar. So you're sitting now. What's your or your body
Oh,
language?
we're totally towards each other.
So
I mean,
you're like,
bar
your
didn't
legs are
exist.
almost like whoop, whoop, like.
No,
You're
we're
almost
not crossing legs over.
not crossing, but you know, because it's kind of squishy. And if you both got long legs and you turn in this way, your legs kind of intertwine a little bit in
Yeah, a
between
little bit. We
each
kept
other.
kicking each other's feet because we have
Oh.
huge feet and long legs, but yeah. Oh, you
Oh my
guys,
God,
I
your
don't know.
babies would be
Well, I can't have
joyous.
babies anymore. But yes, it's hard. I don't know if any of you out there have a crush. He is my
He's
crush.
your
You know, you're
crush.
so in love with someone in high school or
Mm,
college or wherever, or even now in your office. He is a crush. But this is the
so
thing. I've imagined
cute.
this beautiful relationship with hot sex, and then it could just be like, actually, we're not compatible at all. And then
Yeah,
you've put yourself in a compromising position work-wise.
but it could be fabulous. And it could be a lifelong relationship, because I don't think the age thing really matters. I mean, that whole Kristen Cavallari thing is out now. She's 37. She's out dating a 24-year-old guy, and everybody's up in arms about it. But like, who cares? You know, if he's mature and you guys get along and you're compatible and there's chemistry and there's not little kids involved. He doesn't have kids, right?
No.
I'm
Oh,
assuming
sorry. Yes, he does. But he
another
didn't know
girl.
about this kid till last year. So the kid's 17.
Some more could still come forward.
Let's just say his parents were part of a sex cult when he was a kid and he was forced to have sex with this woman.
What?
Yes, they were breeding the really attractive with the very unattractive because they believed that
Yeah.
that's what had to happen to evolve the human race in
Wow.
a certain way. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, that's another. I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But so my assistant is really good looking and
Okay.
is the same age as him.
Okay.
And when we threw a Christmas party, I saw them connecting and I thought, oh, you know what? They would actually be perfect for each other. So I actually said last night, I think you and Michaela could be pretty cool. I shouldn't have said the name. I think you and my assistant could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, I was trying to figure her out. I just feel like she's, a little closed off. And then I made this comment. I said, well, but it's tricky because that would be conflict of interest. He goes, well, why is that? I said, well, because if you broke up, it would make things very uncomfortable. By the way, that was me trying to figure out what he thought about a conflict of interest.
Yes. And did he bite?
Yeah, he didn't. Well, I think that's when he was looking at my chest. No, no. Yeah, I think.
He bit all right.
Yeah, I think, oh God.
Okay, but was there like moments, or were there things that were said that made you believe that he would be interested in having some sort of a relationship with you or taking this further? Or was it kept pretty?
We keep it safe. We both don't cross that line.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to show up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up at a dinner.
I'll go to the bathroom. You're like, so. Or
I'll
you have to be on the other end of the
quick.
phone.
Yeah. And then you'll go to the bathroom and go, hey, my girlfriend, she just needs someone to talk to for a moment. Put him on with me. We'll see how
You're going
that
to take the
goes.
attention off me because I know you have some new dating stories. So
I
we got to go to
do.
you now.
Yours was very exciting. All right. Well, you're going to keep us up to date on that.
Well, mine's
for sure.
just tall and hot and ripped and like, oh my God. Like, you guys, I'm telling you, it's like one of those guys. Well, let's just say he's like a Chris Hemsworth, like that masculine, massive, ripped, and but still he's that, like, he's going to pick you up and save you and
Mhm.
that kind of feeling. There's not a lot of dudes
Mhm.
like that. They're all metrosexual and they're wimps and they're mama's boys. And ugh, I like the rough and tumble that still have, but he's enlightened. That's what's crazy.
Okay.
Like he'll
Yeah.
ask me about this and that and the other, and he'll say, I'm looking at my life this way and I'm going positive this way. And men don't talk like that. I
Hmm.
know I'm not really giving much, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
he talks very openly about his feelings, what he's going through, blah, blah, blah. Anyways,
All right.
back to you.
Well, I would love for the listeners to kind of chime in on this and give us some advice if you should go for it or not. I think they should email me at info@frommrs.net and let me know. Do you think Michelle should like pursue this? Should she let him know she's having these fanny flutters?
Had these feelings for like 4 years, guys.
Yeah. She's
It's
like,
been a
it's a
long
full
time.
blown tingle down there. I think
He's
you
my
should.
spank bank. What can I say? I used to have a roster. I now just have him. That
Just
says a
one.
lot.
Just the one.
Oh,
You've
yeah.
narrowed it down. Oh,
Yep.
oh, okay. Well, I have a few more than one because I'm always just kind of trying to feel my way through of what I want to find here. I've really tapered back though. I don't really date that much anymore. I'm really
Okay.
proud of myself.
Andrea, you not
Mm.
dating
Mhm.
is like me saying I'm not eating chocolate, which
No,
I still
it's
am
true.
like every other day, just not every day, 3
Well,
times a
I'm not
day.
doing that. I'm like maybe once a week. Maybe. No. I was a total perpetual dater. I know I was. I really was. I was doing a lot of things, which is really funny because I have a really, really funny story from that about, and I don't want to give it away because it's somebody that I am kind of talking to now, and I would like to see where that goes. And at some point, if it goes somewhere, I will tell him that funny story. But short version is he and I matched like a couple years ago, and we had like a really great conversation. We had a date planned, and then it was kind of I was in my anxious stage and my naggy and passive aggressive stage, and I think he had just come out of a divorce, and that was like a recipe for disaster because I was like, "Why aren't you talking to me? Why aren't you returning my calls? Why?" All of that stuff, and he was like, "I don't think I need to be doing that when I've just met you," all that. And so we ended up the date was canceled and just left alone. Well, fast forward now 2 years later, we match again. And then we take it offline to our phone. So now I'm going, okay, so the moment I like text him, I should come up in his phone and he's going to go, well, I've already talked to this
Oh,
girl,
because
right?
it
And
recalls the text on
yeah,
your
yeah,
computer, like not on my phone, but on my computer or an iPod, like iPad. Wow,
yeah,
iPod. I just went back like 20 years.
yeah, you did.
It recalls all the old text
All the
messages.
old
That's
text
terrifying.
messages. I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
So I was like, okay. But then I texted him and like, he must not have actually put me in as a contact because we had only just briefly started
Mm,
talking, so I
yeah.
wasn't fully in there. So I dodged that bullet. Well, then we're texting, or so I think we are. And then he messages me back and says, I'm not getting your text messages. He's like, it's weird. It's only you I'm not getting. And then it
He
dawns on
blocked
me.
you.
He blocked
He blocked you.
he blocked me 2 years ago, and here
Yep.
I am, and now I don't want him to know he blocked me. I don't want him to know I was that crazy girl 2 years ago, although I think it was just the timing was off, you
But
know?
hold on, did he not look at his phone and check the info and see that he had blocked you on it?
No,
It
he
would
didn't
say
even he
unblock.
just didn't he did, but I had to kinda guide him that way because I had no choice because how am I ever gonna text him if he doesn't unblock me? So I had to kinda do this whole thing of being like, I've had before, like, where I've accidentally blocked somebody and I didn't mean to, so that's weird. I'm like, "Maybe check that," and I'm trying to act like and he does, and I get a text. He's like, "I solved it." And he's like, "My fat fingers must have accidentally blocked you when I put in your contact." And I was like, "You better watch those fat fingers, mister." So I
Those fat
totally
fingers need to be used for other
for
things
other
than
things, yeah. You can block
pretend
something else.
blocking someone, as Andrea now has informed him
Yeah.
he can.
But the best part, I mean, I love that that he didn't pick up on it, but I'm not going to tell him because I think we were in different places at that point. So far, it's going great. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to let it go and see if it later down the road, if we ever get to the married stage, then
I'll be
did I
saying
just
it at
say
your
that?
wedding.
Yeah, you'll be like, "You blocked it with your fat finger."
I'll do a toast.
Yeah, yeah. But that wasn't actually my story. So I'm gonna go back a little bit. So, yeah, over the last couple months, I've just been kind of dating a little bit here and there, just kind of dabbling. I am dating with purpose and intent right now. Like, I am intentionally looking to find my person, to date somebody. I don't want to just like go out with them just to go out with them. So I cut it off really quick if it's not happening, not there. But there was one that we were going to kind of touch on because you know all about him, because I called you super excited about him. And that was the first red flag, wasn't it?
No, I think the first red flag was when you knew how much he made and how I think how big his company was, and you don't have had one date.
Yeah, you know what? But I will say the date was a 6-hour date. We talked about everything. It was like we met at like 8 and we went till like 2 in the morning. So we had an extremely long date where we just kept talking and we were, going over everything. And I don't know why he told me how much he made or how much he had.
Because he was giving you his resume. Men do that. They'll be like, I have a
Yeah.
boat, I have 2 houses, I have this, or they'll be like, I live with my mom, I'm not employed. Sorry,
They
I
just
had to
feel
give a
beneath the
contradiction there just so
same.
that people weren't always thinking there were yachts involved. So
Yeah, but it was, and I even said to him, I actually said, I wish you hadn't told me how much you made, because he did have a large sum of money. And I was like, I really wish you hadn't even told me that, because now
what
I
was
don't
the
want you to
sum?
think, "Ooh, I don't want to say that one." It
Is
was,
it above 3 million?
oh my God. Yeah, times like 100.
Woo!
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
lot. It was a lot.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but
If
I
you can do
didn't.
math, Andrea might have just, well, told us what it was.
Might have been a little less than that, but not far off. But I just didn't want, that's why I told him I wish he hadn't told me that, because now everything I say feels
Mm.
like it's going to be in like response to him saying that. Now, if I'm like, I really like you, all of a sudden that changes the dynamic of that. So that annoyed me. I didn't want to know. I didn't need to know.
No, you
And it
didn't.
made me more uncomfortable. So that
So that was your
was,
first red flag.
yeah, that was first
Yeah.
red flag, but I didn't pick up on any red flags that night, because it was just so much great conversation. We just really, we were attracted to each other. It was like, like Cupid came out of nowhere and just like hit
Well, you
us
connected on every level.
every level. And it was unexpected. It was like a last minute, hey, do you want to meet? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's make it work. And we did. So, and he was tall, he was like 6'3", and he was attractive and my age, like everything lined up. And we moved quick on that. Immediately that night, he said he didn't want to date anybody else. He canceled his date that he was supposed to have with somebody else that weekend. And we both, like, the next day just decided, let's go all in and see what happens. I've never done that. I've never just gone like the first night, like, yep, I'm all in with you.
I have.
You have? And it
Yeah, but it
worked?
was a while ago. Yes, amazing relationship, but it was a long time ago. Like, I think the last time that happened was probably a good decade ago.
Oh, so before all this, there's so much
Yeah, yeah,
ugh,
yeah, yeah.
ick out there, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, we both decided to go all in, and it just moved really quick. And next thing you know, I mean, I'm booking a flight to go visit him, and he's booked a flight to come back, and we're just going full steam ahead. And yeah, it turned out to be a little too quick, too soon. He panicked. He had a major panic attack. He wasn't ready for whatever he was
He
putting out there.
recoiled.
Yeah, for sure. And it just took such a
Well, you
spin.
called me and I'm like, "You don't sound okay." Remember, I was like,
Yeah.
"You don't," even I text you and I'm like, "You don't, this doesn't feel right." And so I called you and you're like,
Yeah.
"Well," at first you're like, "Well, he's actually looking at new homes because I'm going to move out and I need an office. So he needs one extra room. So the realtor's already looking." And I'm like, "Andrea,
That
you've
was
had
not
like
my
3 days."
doing.
I'm like, "I know, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you've had 3 days. This is moving a little quick, but look, I'm not trying to put a negative spin on it." And I
Yeah.
was very nervous for you, but then I was also trying to be happy for you and hold that space that, look, maybe he could be that one in a million
Yeah.
that truly can give that much, feel safe,
Yeah.
vulnerable, and open to a woman he barely knows.
It can happen.
Instead, what happened?
Yeah, kind of, it just didn't go the direction that I wanted it to go. He was just in a different space and time in his life, with family members, with things he wanted. He'd been alone for a very long time. So that was so new to him, just having somebody around. And I think he panicked and freaked out, and he just wasn't ready for that. And, it was hard. It was definitely, because we talked about all that up front, and you feel like you're going into this, eyes wide open. And so it just wasn't. So yeah, it ended really about as quickly as it started, and that's another thing to me. It's like, well, why wouldn't we just take a step back and try? But he just felt like he was going to be a letdown for me. And you know what?
He
Somebody,
was
yeah,
in a
and
big
somebody
way.
putting that up for me right off the bat and telling me that, I have to take that at face value and go, you know what? If you're telling me right now that you can't live up to the expectations and the standards that I have, and they're not overly high, I'm just, asking for certain things, then we need to get out of that.
But
So,
this is the worry, everyone listening. If a man or a female, whomever you're dating, man, woman, love bombs you and comes at you pretty quick, those are red flags. I'm not saying don't date them, don't go on a second date, don't go on a third date, but
mhm,
maybe don't be so vulnerable and give up too much information.
yeah.
Because what I feel, and I'm sure Andrea, I know we can agree to this, you feel very exposed when
Oh,
someone
yeah.
goes in all in and gives you all this like confirmation, that this is happening and that
Mm,
this is what they want. And
mhm.
then all of a sudden they get spooked.
Yeah.
Something flips them. It can be, your kid called screaming. I'm not saying that's what happened. Or,
Mhm.
you know, he had a bad day at work and realized he couldn't handle what he was living up or what he'd promised
Yep.
because he had to focus on his job, especially a man who hasn't been in a relationship for a long period of
Yes.
time. They are not used to sharing their life with someone.
Yep.
So normally what they do is they go all in real big. They get spooked by
Mhm.
one thing and they recoil. And the worst part is, a woman, you feel naked, you feel
Mhm.
vulnerable, and you feel used, even though
Totally.
technically that's not what they wanted normally. It was
Mhm.
just unfortunately, your collateral damage.
Yeah. And it is love bombing in every shape and form. It is,
Yeah.
that is what happened. And, you know, I don't think it was an intentional thing. I don't think he was setting out to any malice and be like, oh, I'm gonna like make her like me and all these things and then turn on her. I don't think it was any of that. I think he just didn't know. He didn't see it coming. I don't even think he knew what love bombing was. So I'm not saying that that's what he intended to do, but that's what it was. And that's unfortunate, because it could have been if we had just stopped and slowed down and just been like, yeah, let's just date and see where this goes and not have all these expectations and this planned and, looking at houses and stuff,
By the way, they
might
were
have been.
looking at houses, and this was like a week and a half after they met. We're not talking about months, people.
Yeah,
It was
but let me
insane.
say, but I will say to that, that was not me. So he was way into this. I was very eyes wide open because I even said to him right off the bat, I don't want to be love bombed. Like, don't be doing that to me. But he was more like, I just think that it would be nice for you to have a room to do your podcast. So, I thought maybe I'd need a bigger house. So let me just start looking. It did throw me off a little. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to a couple relationships that I can relate a little bit of this to. And I feel that sometimes you can meet a partner and you are everything perfect on paper. And they
Mhm.
get so excited when they meet you, so excited that they think they've won the lottery.
Yeah. That's how
The
I feel.
problem is sometimes, as we know, reality isn't the same of what you've dreamt up or what
Yep.
you've written on paper,
The potential of someone.
the potential. And then the cracks form. And
Yeah.
I was proposed to 2 months after I started dating someone. And I know they were so eager and they wanted to love me so hard. And I just told them I wasn't ready to move in.
Mhm.
And then they proposed. He wanted to move in with me.
Wow.
And he had $200,000 of debt at the time. I just bought a house. I was young. I was like 31 years old. And we went to therapy. And this woman's like, so she tells you she's not hungry and you force feed her a turkey?
That's like
But this is
great.
the thing. He was so
Yeah.
excited. So the
Yeah.
problem is when you're so excited, you tend to stumble.
Yep.
It's just like running. When you're so excited, you run so fast, you trip up.
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
they
And
always
you're
say,
not seeing
crawl before
clearly.
you walk before you run. But I
Yes.
know all of us are so excited.
I know. And
Yeah.
it's funny how you can see it for other people, not so much for yourself. I have a guy friend who is doing the same thing and it's with a very young woman. He's like 54, I think, and he's dating a 31-year-old. So there
Woo,
you go. Yes.
woo.
And I have to keep being this like burden of bad news where I'm just like, well, doesn't she want kids? Yes, she wants kids. Okay. You don't. Well, maybe I do. Okay. Let's talk about that. It's just all these things. And then she's doing the whole, well, I'll feel more safe once I live with you. And then we can actually, really have great sex. And then once we get married, we can have really great sex. I'll be totally and I'm just like, it's such manipulation. And you got to keep your eyes open for a lot of that stuff. People just throwing out there and you get caught up in it. So caught up. I was very excited.
I
I
know you were. And I was
was.
so hoping this was a
I
good one.
know, I
It's
was
so hard when
too.
you hear a friend and they're so excited and you're picking up some red flag. And you're like, I can't be bitter. I know my experience
No,
have gone wrong. So I was trying to hold that, like I said, that space and be like,
I
no, this is going
know.
to work. This is gonna be okay. And then my gut was like, something's
Yeah,
wrong.
and you did
Anyways,
hold tight until you recognized that I was like, okay, it's no bueno.
but I felt it in your text. I didn't have to hear your voice. I'm like, this is not how
Yes.
she texts when she's
Yeah.
having a good day.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty transparent about that. I'm pretty excited. And yeah, you can usually tell that. So yeah, that was one. I don't know. And then went out with another one that I have actually known for years and years.
The short one.
No,
Oh,
nope, this is a guy that that lives in Texas too. We've
she
known each
likes
other
her
for years.
Texan
Yes, I
men.
do. Well, because I just don't know where I'm going to end up. If I'm going to stay here in California or I'm going to go back to Texas. So I'm totally open to meeting somebody there too. And we had two really great dates. I was way more attracted to him than I thought I was going to be. So that was really good because I'd known him for like 13 years or something like that,
Did
but
he
then
give you
it's
his
like,
income on the first or second date? His
no,
resume?
no, he didn't. No, he just gave me the old eyes, he had great eyes. So we had a really good time, but, we just kind of went on a couple dates and then I came back and then I'm like, so what now? I've heard from him. I actually even came back. I flew back and after 3 days that I'm back, he texted and said, just making sure you got home okay. I'm like, yeah, three
Oh,
days
done.
ago. Yeah. Thanks for coming out.
So this is the thing. You traveled and then you went on dates. Like I know you have friends
Yeah,
and
I
family
was
there.
already there. Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Yes, I
I'm
was going.
just saying this is the hard part. I have done this where I've met someone online who doesn't live in the same city or state, and
Mhm.
I've met them somewhere to meet for the first time or go on a date. I've even done that. Like I've met a guy in Vegas, I've met a guy in Hawaii, like I've met a guy in LA. And oh my God, people, be careful. You put yourself in such a compromised place.
Yeah.
Like I always insisted to have my own room.
Mhm.
I always insisted to make sure that, I wasn't going to have to spend every day and all day with them. I always
Yeah.
identified that, look, we don't know each other. We can't go from never spending time to spending
Mhm.
every day on a 4-day trip or 3-day trip.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, other than maybe twice, it blew up in my face. I probably did it about
Mm.
30 times.
Yeah.
So that
Wow.
whole like going to meet someone, having a
Yep.
date, coming back, it's also a lot of high and a lot of lows.
Yeah.
It's hard. Look, dating in general is hard. And then you add in life, it's harder. And then you add in distance, it's even
Even
harder.
harder. And in hindsight, I do think that was kind of the catalyst to it not working out with the first guy is it was like I went there and I was just staying with him for the weekend. That was just kind of the plan. And so that's where I think had I not done that, it probably would have given us a little bit more time and it probably made him feel a little suffocated because he's not used to having somebody there. And all of a sudden I'm just there.
But it's not just that.
He
He
has
also
to
talked
entertain
to you
me.
hours a day. He texts you numerous
Hours.
times a day. He set the bar so high.
Hmm.
It's like when people go, I'm going to go to the gym 3 hours a day,
Hmm.
once, like every day for a month, and they haven't gone to the gym once. You're
Yeah.
setting yourself up for failure. You know what
Failure
I
right
mean?
off the
Like,
bat. Yeah.
yeah. So that's why I was saying, like, try to limit those conversations down to 30 minutes. Try
Yeah.
not to text so much. I was trying to dial her back because I was
I
like, please
know.
don't run before you walk. But yeah,
I've been really trying to keep that in mind. I do listen to you. You should know this. I do hear your low voice in there going, if I'm on a call with somebody, it's getting long. I hear Michelle going, beep, beep, time to hang up, Andrea. You talked long enough today.
oh my God.
I do hear it. And I think that. So I'm trying because I am trying to learn from every experience. That was actually a really good thing from it, even though it sucked. It was kind of a good thing because it made me realize, okay, that I need to be more aware of that. I need to just slow things down and not fall for somebody like that.
But let's be honest, it also created you to put more walls up because it would for me. Because
Oh,
let's say
yeah.
you trusted so openly, you
Yeah.
were so excited,
Which I
and you
don't
got
normally do.
abandoned
Yep.
and
Oh,
everything
yeah.
seemed great. So this is what's hard, I think, to our listeners is that that's why, God, I don't want to tell people to take it slow because I want you to go out there. I want you to live big. I mean, life is short. Look, my
Yeah.
dad just passed away. I need to have more fun. Have I done anything different? No, I've been
No.
working my ass off. I haven't. Well, I went out with the hottie last night. Let's be
Yeah, but
honest.
you
That
didn't
was really
mount
fun.
him, so
Oh, because I'm trying to be
that would be
good.
fun.
Ah! Oh, I definitely have staying power. But this is what's hard. I think, when we do put ourselves out there and we get excited and we go have fun, and then we have these massive letdowns.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to practice is that whole detachment. In other words, like nothing gives you worth. You are everything. Like, in other words, where does your self-worth come from? And I know this is a whole other podcast. We're running out of time. But what I was going to say is I want everyone to realize that, when you do go out there and put yourself out there, know that it's okay if they walk away. Know it's okay if they don't ask for a second date.
Yeah.
Know it's okay. Like my favorite saying is that Mel Robbins, let them. They don't want to call you back. Let them.
Let them.
They don't want to text you. Let them.
Yep.
They want to run and date someone else. Let them. You can use this phrase in every part of your life because if you don't practice detachment and you cling on to a man, a job, a home, like any of these things that create self-worth, when that leaves you, whether it's a temporary, love bombing, blissful, quick relationship to your dream job, to your dream home, all these things can disappear in a moment.
Yeah.
So if you can just decide that you are good as you and everything is the bonus in your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then it's okay.
Yeah.
But if you put all this weight onto like, wow, this person's everything I've been wanting. Wow, I'm falling in love with them. Great. Fall in love, enjoy it. But if it ends, accept it. It's okay to end.
Yep.
But if it's 2 dates, a year, 15 years, a marriage with children, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I love that. I love what you just said there. And it's so true. And I really think that, I'm trying to implement that in my life where I am just like, I'm just okay with it. And I tell myself, if they wanted to, they would. Like when I sit there and try to make excuses for it, oh, but he hasn't called me because he's doing that. If he
He's
wanted to,
just
he
not
would.
that into you.
He's
That
just not
movie
that
is
into you.
so great.
Go watch it. Yes, because it's so true. And I'm really putting myself in that mindset and I'm really enjoying doing other stuff than dating. I am almost enjoying just sitting on my couch and making my cookies that I love and watching a movie rather than going out with somebody that I don't see the potential with. I'm not feeling, the tingles for them or anything. It's like I try to push those things all the time in the past and I don't do that anymore. I don't want to do that anymore. So
I just know women are famous for ruminating.
yeah,
Like replaying, like, I'm sure you replayed, like, if I had not done this, if I had not forced this, if I had not, pushed this or been this aggressive or spoke this way, maybe he'd still be here or she'd still be here. Guess what? No, they wouldn't.
No.
So again, don't overthink things.
Yeah.
If it ends, take it as a gift.
Yep.
Someone is protecting you for something. Let's believe in whomever you believe in, Buddha, God, angels, whatever. Just decide that's not your person and it's okay. And celebrate that it's okay instead of sitting there and like we all do.
Yeah.
And we go internal and we blame ourselves
Totally.
instead of going, that wasn't for me. And it's okay. And you don't have to be like all macho and be like, well, he wasn't for me because of this. And I know us women, we get with our girlfriends and we're like, rev each other up. You don't have to get that either. It's okay.
Yeah.
Either way, it's okay.
It's like
Let
just
it
saying
go.
no. No is a complete sentence. We can just say, it just wasn't for me.
Right.
And we talked recently about kind of just trusting the universe and knowing, that there is a plan for you and what is meant for you. What's your line there? It will not.
What is meant for you will not pass you by.
See, and we've
My
said
favorite
that
line.
so many times because that is so true. And I really try to work that into my everyday life. So see, I do listen to you, my friend. Now you're going to listen to me when I'm going to tell you, let's call that boy.
Oh
my
yeah.
gosh.
Well, look at us going from Lume to checking out your vajayjay to love bombing to loving yourself. And I think we've covered pretty much everything that we
got
to cover.
everything. Yeah.
I can go now.
This is why I wanted you back, just so we could just have these conversations. Cause obviously I can't have those with some of these interviews I'm doing when I just want to say whatever I want to say. So,
well, we're also doing a squirrel.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
we are.
Like,
we're all over the place
going
today.
this way. And we're like, wait, that way.
But I love it. And I know the listeners love having you back. So thank you for joining me, my friend. It just makes
It
me
was
so
so good
happy
to
to
see
see your
you.
face and just to spend time with you and have these little chats. So you're going to think about what you're going to do. What's your next step? Did you guys, is there any follow-up? There's nothing more. There's nothing more. Okay, stay tuned, folks. We'll let you know if
I'm a
something
good
else should
girl.
occur. Yeah, let us know what you think. We're not worried about the age difference. It doesn't matter. You're both adults. But should she tempt the line with the client or not? I don't know. I haven't seen you smile like this in a while. So all right. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you guys for joining us once again, and we will be back soon. You can find me once again at From Mrs. to Ms on any Instagram social media platform. You can email me at info@FromMrs.Ms.net, and you can find all episodes on YouTube as well. Go check it out. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.